So I am watching this neuroscientist who used to be a hacker, and so the way that he looks at brains is kind of through hackers' eyes. And it's really interesting because he said that the way that our brains work when we look at memories is that we look at the every time we look at the memory, we look at it in the modified version, so we can never really see the original. What we're seeing is the memory that we had. Say, I don't know, you went out for ice cream with your dad when you were 5 years old. Okay, so when you first have that memory, you're looking at that memory with the state of mind. Plus the new state of mind that you're in at that moment. So what you're having, the way that you feel, I can't even explain it. It's honestly amazing. Like when I first heard it, I was like, holy cow. But basically you open that file, you look at the story, you kind of modify it with what your new experiences and what you've learned through the years. Now you look at that and then you modify it, you see it through different eyes because you learn new things, you're a new person almost, and then you put it away, and then the next time you look at it, you change it a little bit, and so you're modifying history every single time you look at it, because you learn something every single day. Your brain does not stay the same. It either progresses in a good positive way or it progresses in a negative way, because your brain never stays still. The electrons and the whatever is inside of your brain, they're always shooting the electricity, and the little connections are always trying to connect it. It'll take the easiest way, or the just like water, it'll take the easiest path. And so your brain will do the same, but with comfortability. I don't know if that's a word, but whatever is the most familiar and safest path for your brain to work, that's how it's going to work. And so if you allow yourself to stay in your depression, and you allow yourself to stay in the feelings and the way you've been living forever and ever, and if you're okay with where you are, then that's perfectly fine. But me, now that I realize that I can, like, my brain is like plastic. It's called neuroplasticity, and so your brain is able to be manipulated by yourself. You have the power to do it. And it's habits, so it's habitual thinking and learning how to change your thoughts, and it's just amazing. The brain is absolutely amazing. God has created us absolutely amazingly, and we are created in His image, and so we have the power to be unstoppable, because if God is for us, who can be against us? I heard one minister say, if God is for me, who cares who's against me? That's amazing. And like, it's so much deeper than, oh man. And now that I have that picture of like reaching into a memory and modifying it, that's what revelations are. So every time, and you know what I'm talking about when you've read something, even if it's not in the Bible, if you've read something over and over and over again, and then one day you read it and you're just like, oh my God, that's what it means. That's the revelation. That's a revelation from God. And so every time we look at a verse and we grow and we change our mind and we change our mindset, and we allow God to build our character, and we allow Him to love us, we see through eyes of love. We see through glasses that are a little cleaner. And again, you can choose to keep negativity in your life. You can choose to eat things that are going to manipulate your brain in a bad way. You can choose to, play sports and stuff that your head gets hit. If your head gets hit, then your brain is the consistency of, what did they say? Soft butter. The brain is the consistency of soft butter. So every time you hit your head, it's like you're taking a stick of soft butter and you just stick your finger in it. That's what you're doing to your brain. And I applaud people who have the stamina and the joy and the love to do stuff like that. But if you don't take care of yourself, if you do want to be in a sport like that, if you don't take care of your brain, that's why you see so many people coming out of like football careers and that kind of thing going crazy. Like my husband watched this documentary on Hernandez, and he went absolutely crazy. And I do think it's because of his football career. Because the people who talked about him before his career, he was a bright kid. He was cocky, but he was really good at what he did. And so he, through all of those concussions and it's almost like it is brain damage. And so if you choose to do something that damages your brain, you're gonna have to live with the consequences. But you always have the choice to grow your brain back, and that's the most amazing thing. And it's blowing my mind. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on here and just kind of blabber on, but it's just absolutely epic. It's epic. If you believe, then you can do it. It's so corny. But it's so true. If you just believe, like, it's not even just believe in yourself and believe in God. It's not that. Your brain can do it. If you don't believe in God, the science says that your brain can do it. If you believe in God, God created your brain to be closer and closer to Him, and every step you take closer to Him, He's molding your brain and your heart to look more like Him. That's so beautiful. I'm kind of speechless right now, y'all. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I went through what I've went through. I had ridiculously intense anxiety and depression my whole life. Ryan Serhant, one of my I don't know, idols, whatever, one of the people I look up to, he wrote in his book that he had, like, in his mind, if you're going to be successful, you have to have a wall. A wall, it basically is what you put your back up to when you want to quit. What's your wall? What in your past do you think about and you're like, I can't go back there. I can't. Like, there's no way that I can afford to go back to that. His was being at a grocery store, ringing up something like a can of beans or something with his credit card and getting denied. Mine is living at my father's house and being so ridiculously depressed that I couldn't enter the kitchen without my dad saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" and me bursting out in tears because I was so depressed. Because I was so hopeless. I was so empty. But I didn't know. I didn't know God, and I didn't know about the brain. I just thought I was done. Like, I thought I was like 18, 19 years old, and I thought my life is over. It's not. It's never over until you take your last breath. And when you take your last breath, if you know Jesus in your heart, And then your next waking thought is going to be Jesus coming back for you. So, if I lose, I win. If I win, I win. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes life is so good. Life is amazing. Stay blessed. I love you guys.